G'day guys and welcome back to this week's fishing report. Let's get straight into what's been biting around Sydney. Well, again, the kingfish, the snapper and the squid out offshore have been producing in really good numbers. There's been some nice snapper, particularly in shallow, early morning around the tide changes and late afternoon again around those tide changes. After about 8:30 in the morning and from about 2:30 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the snapper have been out in 40 and 50 metres of water. There's a few reefs out off Cronulla and out off Botany Bay in 40 and 50 metres of water on squid strips that have been producing some nice feeds of snapper. Fish in that 40 to 60 centimetre range, which is some really nice fish to be targeting. Moving on into our kingfish. Now the kingfish have been biting in the rivers and out offshore. We've seen the bigger fish being out offshore this week though. Targeting them with big live squid or yellowtail, dropping them down and slowly trolling or drifting over reefs with your live baits have been producing some really nice fish for kingfish. In the rivers, using a smaller live bait of squid, squid still being the #1 live bait in the rivers at the moment. If you can catch some really nice small size squid, you should be in with a nice chance for a kingfish. Again, in Botany Bay around the One-Rays, Watts Reef and La Perouse, using your sounder, maybe pushing away from the boats that have been anchored up at the runways could help you as well. If we're looking to Port Hacking, Lilipilly, Southwest Arm, Burraneer Bay and Gunnamatta Bay have been producing some nice kingfish. There's been a few big ones about. Again, they're few and far between at the moment. I think it's because we're in between moons, but there's still some nice fish about. With our kingfish, you're looking at the top end of that run-in tide. You're looking at the last 3 hours of the top end of the run-in tide being the key. Again, if you can push that around a sunrise and a sunset, even better. Should be in for a nice day of fishing. Again, our bread and butter species have continuously turned it on. There's been some nice whiting on the flats lately, which is something I'm going to talk about later. Also, our flathead and bream have also been really consistent over the last week. Again, if you want to go bread and butter, you can go pumps and nippers and catch those guys pretty easily at the moment. But if you want to push yourself a bit more, they are still biting on lures and hard bodies and all that sort of stuff as well. Hey there, if you own a boat, you know it can be a hassle keeping it clean. That's why I'm using the Salty Captain Rescue Box, and honestly, it's made life a lot easier. Yep. This is how she looks after a long day on the ocean. Pretty rough, right? But with the Salty Captain's Rescue Box, it's way less of a problem now. The package comes with the Captain's musket, salt wash detergent, and engine flush. To clean the boat, it's easy. Just hook it up, spray it on, and let it do its work. There's no more scrubbing for hours. Not bad, right? It's like a professional clean, but without all the cost and effort. And for the engine flush system is great. It clears out all the salt and corrosion that could cause some issues within your engine down the line. Just hook it up to earmuffs at the base of the engine or to your fitted engine flush system. So yeah, this little system, it's not just about keeping the engine shiny. It's about long-term maintenance too. Fewer headaches, fewer replacements, and less money spent on repairs. If you want to keep your boat in tip-top shape, then Salty Captain is a no-brainer. So if you're tired of spending hours scrubbing your boat or worrying about salt build-up in your engine, give the Salty Captain's Rescue Box a try. And well, my boat, it's never looked better. See you out in the water. Yep, that's right. Officially, I've joined the Salty Captain crew and I've got a special deal for you all. Use code REALFISHING15 to save yourself 15% off anything Salty Captain. Now, Salty Captain I've used for years and years and years, and finally they've jumped on board and wanted to be a part of everything we do here at Real Fishing, so it's really cool to have them. Again, use code REALFISHING15 to save yourself 15% off anything Salty Captain. Okay, let's look into where to go fishing this weekend and what we should be targeting. Well, if we look on Saturday, the weather doesn't look that great. We've got a 70% of chance of showers, including with the thunderstorm along with that as well. Quite a strong southerly breeze at about 35, 40 k's an hour. So it's going to be tough for me to recommend some places to be able to go out fishing on Sunday. But if you were going to go out and it's the only day that you could, I would stick for our southerly corners. So in Botany Bay, Warrenora is going to be a really good one to protect yourself from the southerly. And the Georges River all the way up near Chipping Norton, all those sorts of areas are also going to be great spots to be able to protect yourself from that southerly wind. Again, another really good idea, maybe go target some bass, some bream up at the brackish waters of both the Port Hacking and the Botany Bay and Georges Rivers areas. Places like Needles, Chipping Norton, the top end of Northwest Arm around Audley Weir could be really good spots to be, one, protected out of quite a strong southerly breeze, but also being able to catch a few fish. Moving on into Sunday, and Sunday is looking a bit better with the small weather window in the morning. We've got an east-northeast breeze picking up from about 10 o'clock in the day to about 30 to 35 k's an hour. Again, please make sure that you're checking your weather apps before going out. These are only predicted conditions and I'm planning based upon the predicted weather. So on Sunday morning, we've got a few options. We can go out offshore. Again, the wind might be up a little bit, so we've got to be a bit careful. If you have a boat that's capable to head out offshore, go do it. Head out offshore. I target my snapper nice and early in the morning till about 8 o'clock. Then I might change tack, target some squid, get a live bait, slow troll some kingfish. For me, I'm not going to be going out offshore because what I'm going to be looking at is I'm going to look at that morning run out tide. So the high tide is at about 5:20 in the morning. We've got a sunrise at around 6 o'clock, so the tide should be running out right around sunrise. What I'm going to be doing is heading out just before sunrise, just before first light, trying to get to my spot at about 5:15. I'm going to head on the shallow sand flats and target some nice sand whiting. The reason behind this is there's been a few reports here and there of some rivers further south of Sydney that have been producing some whiting on top water. So therefore, the further north you go across our state, the water will be warmer, therefore the whiting should be on the bite. So on Sunday morning, I'm going to head out to some shallow sand flats nice and early in the morning, see if I can target some whiting on surface lures. As that run out tide continues and it moves to about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm going to change tack. Again, I won't be able to be on those flats anymore because the tide's getting too low. I'm going to fish an edge, target some flathead on soft plastics. Now the big key here for this sort of fishing is being able to find the quiet areas of the river. So Southwest Arm and Northwest Arm are going to be the two key areas that I'm going to be fishing on Sunday morning, away from people, away from the boats, to hopefully not spook many fish on the flats. And then obviously during that run out tide, we want to make sure that we're away from the boats to try and target our flathead in those drop off areas. Moving on into Sunday afternoon, again, the wind is predicted to kick up in the east-northeast direction. If it does, I'll be heading to our most northeasterly corners of our system. So Yarra Bay is a good one in Botany Bay. The runways can also be protected from that nor'easter. Cooks River is another really good one as well. And again, our Warrenora River in the afternoon could be some really nice stuff going on there as well in Botany Bay. In the Port Hacking, Southwest Arm, Northwest Arm, Burraneer Bay, Yowie Bay, Guttamatta Bay, Gymea Baths are all really good. The Port Hacking particularly is a really nice river system to fish in the nor'easter, mainly because a lot of the bays sit in our northeastern corner and they can be easily protected by either the houses that are along the foreshore or some nice high areas that are going to protect you from that northeast wind. Okay, so overall picture. Saturday, yeah, maybe. I'm probably not going to be going fishing. The southerly looks like it's going to be too strong and there's going to be rain about. Might do some jobs here on the boat. To make sure I'm prepared and ready to go, I've got to change some trailer bearings, so that's probably a job I'm going to be doing on Saturday. Sunday, I'm particularly looking at the morning, looking to run out tide in the morning, going to target some nice whiting on surface. If that doesn't work out, I'm going to target some flathead in the Port Hacking. If we're in Botany Bay on Sunday morning, I'd be heading towards Towra, running the run out tide along those weedy sand flat areas there, pushing those edges and targeting my flathead along there as well. Don't forget to go to 7 Seas Apparel, use code REALFISHING10 to save yourself 10% off. We're heading into spring and summer and the temperature is rising, so to be protected from the sun is absolutely critical while you're out in the water. 7 Seas Apparel have fishing jerseys for you that will protect you from the elements. They are long sleeve, fully sunproof, and some really nice breathable materials. So some great stuff for you guys to be able to head out and use while out fishing. And as always, don't forget to use code REALFISHING10 at 7 Seas Apparel. Again, Salty Captain, welcome aboard. Use code REALFISHING15 to save yourself 15% off anything Salty Captain. That is going to absolutely be perfect for you guys, whether it be your car, your boat, or any type of cleaning products for any of the toys that you have. Salty Captain is the way to go. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all go out and have a fish this weekend. And if I see you out there, it'll be really cool if you come over and say hello. There's been a few people, particularly over the last weekend, when we're out having a fish, coming over saying hello, that they're enjoying the fishing reports and all that sort of stuff. It's great to hear that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing here on this YouTube channel. If you are enjoying it, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give the video a big old thumbs up like. And we'll see you next week for the fishing report.